Okay, here we are again. I remembered just before the stream started that I wanted to set a cooldown on a couple of the stream rewards that can be purchased with chromatins. And I said, oh, okay, well, excuse me, might as well do it now while I'm thinking about it rather than saying, oh, I'll do it later. It's not a big deal. And then forgetting, So, fixed that real quick. Stretch break and hydration break have cooldowns now. So, that's good, I guess. Now I don't have to chug my entire water bottle if somebody redeems multiple hydration breaks simultaneously. Not that I would anyway, but it's a suggestion, not an order. Anyway, we'll get started in just a few minutes. Okay. Dashboard's up, so that means it's finally on. I think. I mean, it's been on for a while, but usually that dashboard pops up when it, publishes to everybody's inboxes. So there's that. Alright. I took a drink. It's 4:34. Let's get started, shall we? Not from that file, though. That file's not going to do me any good. From this file, where I have done a total of approximately 3 hours worth of grinding for materials and ended up with questionable amounts of rewards. The greatest reward I could have gotten would be to tell the mutton guy to shut up for the rest of the duology, but that's not going to happen, and every time we're in a marketplace for the remainder of the duology, he will probably make an appearance. So, I hope you're prepared to hear that a whole lot. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Tales of Xillia, the stream edition. Between last episode and this one, I went ahead and got the rest of the jet black feathers we need in order to get to the 400 mark. I believe I got exactly, 92, which is, with the 8 that we have still in storage, would bring us to exactly 400. That is where the final reward that I actually care about is in the list of rewards. And, well, spoiler alert for in a second once we get it, it's not... I mean, it's a fine reward. It's a nice little aesthetic reward, but it's not what I was hoping it would be. But once you get over 400, yeah, it's starting to turn into an obsession, isn't it? He'll give you a couple of outfits. The classy lady garb for Mila, and it says it has a miniskirt, which should already clue you into the fact that this is going to be horny again. And then a casual outfit for Alvin, which, I don't know, I think it looks kind of out of place in the world of Xillia, but anyway, it also gives you 40,000 gold, so there's that. Main thing, again, we're going to want to do is trade for the Phoenix Tail, well, I mean, it kind of is, but Pheasant Tail. And yeah, we'll get up to a total of 20 of these so we can turn them in once the bird materials are at a ×3 multiplier with the accessory shop, so that we can, I think if I remember correctly, the total of levels that I definitely want to get to for the accessory shop is 76, and I don't think we have quite enough non-multiplier materials to get to 76 just from what we have in storage currently. I'm going to find out, because I'm going to go and see what I can do about the shop right now, and yeah, then we'll go from there. I'm at the wrong shop. I went to the weapon shop instead of the accessory shop. There we go. Let's go back over here. And is there anything else I need to do? I guess I could sell the syrup bottles, because their effect is not going to be too useful for me in a little while. I might keep them just because eventually, I mean, we can't always rely on Elise being in the party to dispel for us later, but I'll worry about that when the time comes. I've still got a whole bunch of capes, and honestly, I'm not really sure if I even need them, because I could probably just, like, get a few holy symbols, get 2 more holy symbols, and then get 3 spirit symbols, because those are going to unlock in a second, and just wear those instead and have Jude stay out in the blue Sephira forever. But I don't know. Okay, well, there's bird materials, but it's a ×2 multiplier, and it's on the wrong shop, so we'll just do what we normally do. Let's upgrade a little bit. Why not? Just get these guys up to level 18. Oh, look, that's pretty much exact. Very nice. Just a couple of discounts. It looks like this needs bird materials. We've got plenty of those to throw around, as it turns out. But yeah, if we turn these in all at once, it'll jump the weapon shop up 40 levels just from what we've got there. So that's a little OP, but should give you a nice preview as to what's going to happen in the accessory shop once we turn in a whole bunch of stuff with them. So fish materials. Okay, I got a whole bunch of land crabs. Sorry, I'm yawning a little bit because I worked out earlier, so I am a little more tired than I am normally. I gotta start working out on the weekends now because of the fact that I'm going back to classes, so I haven't figured out exactly how my schedule's going to work outside of the classes, but I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. How many of these do I need to... Oh, I can get you all the way up there if I turn in all of this stuff, except maybe a couple, like that. And then I can turn in the rest of these and see where we end up. Level 62, which is, you know, not quite level 76, obviously, but this will get us up high enough on levels to get us closer to what we want, so... I don't think I even need any of these now to maintain the level. Nope, not at all. So we'll just turn in these here mystery materials, and that'll get us up to 62 1/4. Probably it'll get us close to 63 by the time I'm done buying the things that I want to buy here, because the spirit symbol is now available from the shop, and also has, I think, at least 2 discounts from the upgrades that I did just there. So that should make it at least somewhat more manageable to purchase. They'll also start giving you some of the 15% rings from this, so... And then the revival ring is also a possibility eventually. The Alexandrite I might think about buying at some point once I have so much money that I don't feel like I need the blue Sephira anymore. But, I don't know, it'd probably be like something for Jude. I'd probably just give him, because the other people in the party would mostly want spirit symbols, emerald rings, or what was the other one? There's some mystic symbols and mystic emblems. I forget which one does which, but those reduce cast time, and those would probably be the ones that I would actually care about more than the other stuff. So the amulet's not too bad either, but I think it's only physical ailments, so the magical ones can still happen. Which, honestly, again, with Elise available, it doesn't really feel like it's too necessary to keep those on hand, but, you know, it's there. And then there's the Dark Seal, which increases your EXP, but you take twice the damage. So that's fun. So since that's the case, let's just burn some of this 40,000 gold and then some that he just gave me for all that stuff to buy 3 spirit symbols and 2 more holy symbols to get me up to 3 of each, so that way Jude can keep the blue Sephira. If we need to use any items, we can use them on him. And then everybody else in the party can either have a holy symbol or a spirit symbol, depending on the situation. I'll hold on to the capes because they'll be useful for elemental resistances, although later on I'm probably going to want to keep the guard abilities that we get for elemental resistances instead of wearing a cape, although I suppose I could double down and do both, so it's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, spirit symbols a go-go. And then if we need to, we'll switch to holy symbols if we start getting really low on HP, but I don't really see that happening all that much, so, you know, it's probably fine. I'll leave you on the Night Crest for now, Alvin, and then Jude can keep the blue Sephira for now. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I found out how reserve experience works in this game as well. Turns out that the party members that you have that don't participate in battle do earn full experience from the battle. The only part of the experience points equation that they don't earn is the bonus EXP that you get at the end of a fight. So like the 3-4 extra that we've been getting here and there for each battle. That they don't earn. So there is a skill that you can get from an Ifrit's treasure, though, that lets them earn that bonus EXP, and I'll probably equip that skill eventually. We don't really need to worry about that for right now, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about for later. So, all right, well, we can buy the Geofist now because it's on sale, so might as well buy that to give Jude Earth Elemental attack. I don't think I'm going to equip them for right now, though, because I don't particularly need them, so. All right, and like I said, Accessory Shop is here. If we donated all the Pheasant Tails right now without a bonus, it'd still give us 5 levels, so that's not too bad. But yeah, as you can see, if it gives us 5 levels now, that means it'll probably give us... It's not going to be like a direct upgrade. It's not going to get us 15 levels at a ×3 multiplier because the experience gets higher and higher the further along you go. But we should be able to get close to, if not at, the level that lets me start buying emerald rings, because at that point I believe the Mystic Emblem should be available as well, and then we can equip those and go from there. But yeah, I think that's about it. We bought all of our food items already, if I remember correctly. I might do a little Lilium orbing, and then after that I think we'll be good to go. Yeah, I think it looks like all of our food is here, so a little over 1 page worth of food, and mostly the last parts of this is just the super excess stuff that we don't particularly need. Am I eating anything right now? Yeah, I am. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's go to the save point over here. We'll do our Lilium orbing. I don't know how much there actually is to do. And once we're done with that, we'll go take a rest at House Cheryl so we can continue from there. And go see da boy on the way there. Alright, so who has any Orba to do here? Who's pondering? Jude is not. Mila is not. Rowan is not. It's probably mostly Elise, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so she can finish out this tier now because she leveled up in the boss fight. So let's do that for her. And that'll get her chicken run. Alright, let's see what these other tier skills are. So we've got Mirage Assault. That's another one that I think is... It's been on everybody's board because everybody gets it. It's not bad for Elise either because she has lower agility, so her stepping to the side and attacking isn't too bad. Renewed Confidence. After a successful backstep dodge, the next combo attack will not consume TP. I could see that being very useful if you're using her as like a melee attacker more. I'm not sure how much melee attacking I'm actually going to have her do, though, even though I've been trying to work on some of that stuff. Like, I might have her use the melee attacks, but I don't think they'll be the primary focus of her attack patterns. Like, I'll probably mostly focus her on casting, because I've already got Jude and Mila and Alvin to do all the short-range stuff, so... we have Resurrection, always a useful spell, though life bottles for now will probably give us a halfway decent substitute for it. Granted, it's limited, but we haven't really been dying too much anyway, so I don't think we'll need it that badly yet. Watch me regret that immediately, but, you know. Dispel is probably the one that I want to start working on, honestly, because it's basically like Recover Heal that Jude and Elise can do together as a link art, except Elise can do it all by herself, and... Yeah, as you can see, if TPO is set to on, it prevents future ailments from happening for, God, it's got to be like 30 seconds or something because it was staying on for a long time previously. So, what did we get in here? Was there any abilities in here that I actually might want to set morale support as a skill for her, honestly, because I mean, warrior's nice in case you decide you want to use those arts, because it's a 50% damage increase, don't get me wrong, but a lot of what Elise is going to be doing for the party is mostly going to be stuff that I would want Tipo to be on for. So like the pull of negative gate or the extra effects of her healing magic all need Tipo to be set on. So it might be better to set this so that way when she's controlled by the AI, it's a little bit easier for her to activate that stuff. So since we have that already, honestly, the Pow Hammer one might be halfway okay as well, but I'm not really too concerned about that for now. Let's start here, and we'll go clockwise to get her Dispel first, and then we'll keep going around and around from there, and then she'll be good. Eventually, once we buy all the extra stuff, like, for example, the next level we get to, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next level, if we get 4 GP, she should be able to get Dispel, but after that, it's going to take a little longer because... well, maybe not, because there's 4 here, so as long as we keep getting 4 at a pop, we should be able to get all this stuff without too much trouble. Okay, so it was just Elise. And while I'm thinking about it, since I said I was going to set the thingy, I think I'm actually also going to turn off flash guards. I was saying before that it's probably a useful thing to try to get used to using, but I feel like it might be more useful in the solo challenges that I've been watching before I started playing the game. Because obviously in those situations you don't always have the opportunity to heal yourself unless you're going to use items or something. So I think I might turn those off on everybody and go from there. So I don't know if I want TP combo support either, honestly. Because, I mean, it probably is somewhat useful, but I'm not sure if it's as useful as it could be for us. So turn that off, turn on morale support. And then, let's see, what else have we got? I'll probably turn on Spirit and Assault too, since we have the actual SP for it now. Like, we all have 62 SP, so I might as well start equipping some of the stuff that I'm planning on using, you know. So that's that. I guess we'll do Earth and Wind Guard, since I don't have anything else to use this SP on at the moment. Let's see, turn that off, that off, that off. It's about time I've been able to equip Charge Plus for Alphen. I have a list on my notes now of the skills that I actually want everybody to equip, so let me take a look at those real quick before we get moving here. I love how, like, the past 2 or 3 Tales of Xillia streams have, mostly for the first 10-15 minutes, have just been me, like, getting stuff set up. I mean, I guess it's an RPG, so that's something that we can come to expect, but, you know. Let's see here. I actually don't have Medicinal Meditation on for him, probably because I'm planning on having him and Elise in the same party, so the extra HP isn't really all that useful. I'll just use Guardian Field or something. Charge Plus I do want, though, because it's about time we need to start, you know, getting used to using that. It's pretty good, so Assault 2 Spirit. And then let's go over to Jude. We'll take this stuff off. I was mistaken, by the way. I remembered the characters getting both TP and HP Restoration Guard, but I think that might be a Tales of Xillia 2 thing instead of Xillia 1, because basically what happens is the characters that are more HP oriented get TP Restoration Guard, and the ones that are more magic oriented get HP Restoration Guard, so they can't just flash guard and get their TP back. Makes it less useful in the overall, in my opinion, but I guess it is a linked skill, so you could just link up with a character that has HP Restoration Guard and then you get both. So yeah, it might be somewhat useful, just not as useful as I thought it was going to be. So immunity, we'll turn those off. Spirit, Assault 2, Earth and Wind Guard. And I think that's it for Jude. For Mila, I'll turn that off. I don't think the AI uses Momentary Gain, now that I think about it. Like, I didn't bother looking it up. I probably should have. But, yeah, I don't think that they use it, so... I'm going to set Temptation, though, because there is a possibility of the AI using a taunt, and getting them to confuse the enemy just by doing that seems like it'd be pretty silly, so... I think I'd rather see that happen, you know. Okay, so we can equip all of Mila's stuff, despite the fact that... It's probably because of Temptation. Honestly, it's a little bit more expensive than the other skills that we've got there, so... Mage Stun we're going to keep for you. take that off. Did I take TP combo support off for you? I did, okay. And then Conductor, we'll set that on because that's pretty useful. All the Conductor skills are actually pretty useful for Rowan. And there are other skills that you can get for him that let him turn off conducting, but also lets him change up his cast times. But I think they're like really late in his Lilium Orb, so not really something that I'm particularly enthusiastic about because I'm not even sure if we'll get to the end of the second Lilium Orb by the time the game's over. We'll see. Do I have Knife Revenge on? No, I don't. Okay. So we won't worry about Strong Arm or Knife Revenge. We'll just leave those alone for now. I'll probably have enough SP later on to, like, be able to equip a whole bunch of other extra skills, but I want to equip the ones I have listed in my notes first before I start equipping the other ones. So, yeah, there we go. But we've got 2 guards, so that's nice. Water Guard should be coming up pretty soon for everybody, because I think I saw that in the list of skills. So, Elementary Channeler for Elise. That's good. Let's see if she says anything. No? Okay. That's fine then. And now we will save. And now we will go rest and see what happens with this whole Fort Gandala situation. So we can finally move along. It does make me wonder, though, if I should do all that setup off-screen and then just, like, go over the good stuff that I did, you know? Yeah, I guess everybody can let me know what their thoughts are on it, and then we will go from there. Alright, but we've done everything else that we want to do, so since that's the case, let's take a rest.
You must be exhausted. You should rest.
Although I'll tell you what I didn't do, actually, before we go.
Feel free to rest anytime.
Is I didn't equip Mila's new outfit that I mentioned that we got when we got 400 feathers. So let me just show you. Unfortunately for all, well, I guess not for all parties involved, because some people actually want her to have a horny costume on. That's her normal attire, and then the classy lady garb is, well, this. So she has basically a schoolgirl uniform on, and the skirt is somehow basically just as short, if not slightly shorter than the other one. My disappointment personally is immeasurable, but I'm sure everybody else will get a kick out of it, and honestly, it's either this or let Ivar continue to dress her, and I would much rather that she wear this, despite the fact that it's still horny, than allowing Ivar to continue dressing her. So I guess we'll go with horny, classy Mila for the outfit.
You must be exhausted. You should rest.
Oh well. And like, look, she's even bearing a little midriff. Like, oh my god, man.
Allow me to see you
have a little restraint, guys. Come on now. Like, I know you're all horny, but Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I forgot. We still wear the sunglasses at night because I have them equipped even though, well, nighttime.
I need some air.
You seem burdened. Perhaps I could offer some counsel.
We're all in the sunglass gang now, young child, so maybe let me know.
Is it about Miss Elise, perhaps?
Huh? Yeah.
My young mistress was kind enough to recount how Miss Elise came to accompany you on your journey.
And now Jude's been trying to drop her off ever since it happened.
She's my responsibility. She has nothing to do with Mila's mission. I don't want to get her involved any more than she already is.
What if she wants to get more involved?
Rowan, would the Sherrills be willing to take in Elise? She and Drissel get along so well. And you and Klein have been so nice to her.
The girl is little more than a stranger to you, and yet she weighs heavily on your mind.
Everyone teases me for being a do-gooding honors student. And maybe they're right. I just can't let things like this go.
But in the process of doing this, you're not heeding Elise's wishes.
I will discuss this matter with Lord Klein and Lady Drissel personally.
So I'm not entirely certain that this is the best course of action.
Thanks. Good night.
But of course, good night.
I mean, again, at least he's being considerate, but I think he's being considerate to a fault in this case, because it's not something that, like he needs to consider, okay, well, maybe Elise doesn't want to be left with them. Maybe she has more that she wants to do with her life. But every time she hears him say something about it, it gets her upset, and she doesn't know how to speak up because she's a kid. So, I don't know. Winged Boots a Go-Go. Does Drizel have anything to say? Yeah, I'm gonna go ask your brother about Fort Gandala. So let's go ask him about it.
I still haven't heard from my people at Fort Gandala. I imagine you're growing impatient. Would you like me to dispatch Rowan to check on the preparations?
Sure, I guess.
Very well. I will send him at once.
I'm not saying, I wouldn't say that I'm growing impatient, but I think you have to send him in order to continue with the story, so that's like a, not a yes-no as in, oh, we'll just wait it out. No, I don't think you can wait it out, so.
How long until you return?
Let's see. It should take me no less than a day to get to and from on horseback.
Oh, I suppose that means we'll have to bid farewell to our new friends tomorrow.
Something like that, at least for now.
Looks that way, if everything's on track.
That settles it. Today, Ellie, Mila, and I are going shopping. Shopping? For real? Hooray!
Gotta pick
Time's
out some new
wasting.
outfits or
Let's go.
something, I guess. Let them do whatever they do. Oh, okay. Bye, Mila.
I promised to take Ellie shopping, silly.
So that means you're going with us, because you seem to know a lot about shopping for good outfits. Look at the one you have on.
You two carry on with your consumerism.
They're gonna carry on with you,
To the shop.
Mila? That's
To
the...
the shops.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the
Wait,
deal.
put me down. I have no need for trinkets.
Bye!
It's not gonna kill you to tag along.
Yeah, you might actually enjoy acting like a human girl for once.
Oh
Human
boy.
girl? Strictly speaking, the concept of gender does not apply to me.
She has risen above gender. She has become the Surf and Sarah of this game. What? Sorry, Mila, can't hear you. You're busy on a shopping trip. Oh, for Christ's sake. So, guys' night out? I think if I remember right, the path actually splits here depending on who you're playing. I think here you follow along with Jude and the rest of them, and then if you're playing as Mila,
can no longer
the
obey
scene
the
here
king.
switches to them going shopping, so...
His own people as pawns. It's time to stand against these tyrants. It's the only way to protect this precious piece of ours.
Are you going to rebel?
Is there going to be a war?
A civil war?
I'm certain Noctigal has consolidated his power for an invasion on Azul.
I mean, that would make
He has
sense.
already shown that he's willing to sacrifice his own people to satisfy his ambition.
Considering the
If he
resources he's
isn't
pulling
stopped,
together.
countless lives in Rashigal and Azul will be lost all for naught.
Mm-hmm.
I am the governor, and protecting the people who live here is something that I must do.
You know, I really hope that the spider sense in the back of my head about Klein isn't the death
right.
flags going off, because
But I'm
it's either
responsible.
death flags or him becoming
Now,
closer to a
will you
main
lend me your
character.
aid?
It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. The spider sense is
Well,
finicky.
Deposing Noctigal is in everyone's best interest. We must unite for this cause.
Oh, they must have heard you, Klein. Because here come the death flags. They're about to pay back the debt. Bye. Well, that's not good. Why are we having this conversation outside where the assassins could get to us anyway?
Damn it.
Nice shot, Alvin. Good lord, he did that with a pistol. It's like me in Fallout 4, my most recent build. I don't know if healing him is going to work there, Jude. He kind of got shot in the heart in a cutscene. That's usually not healable. Hey, Amarella, how you doing? Welcome back.
arrow is-
Not enough lighting people on fire. Yeah, we need to do a little more of that, like, namely the people that potentially killed Klein, who,
No,
you
Jude,
know.
please, you mustn't give up now.
It's not about giving up. I don't have enough mana in my
We
lobe.
know that the wound is mortal.
Alvin, use Guardian Field. Take over.
It's up to you to look after the country now.
We know the wound's mortal. That's why
But
there's
I
no
know that
blood.
I'm not up to the task.
It's all internal, you see. My clothes are about to bleed right through.
People can do it.
The frickin' sunglasses. Yes, I did in fact put them on everyone, yeah. The guys get sunglasses, the gals get aviator sunglasses.
Go.
And Klein gets a big bottle of death. Well, that was fast.
Lord Klein!
So, is it time for revenge now?
With your report.
Yes, sir! The Rashigal army has invaded the town. Our troops are engaged throughout the city.
Well, that explains how the
Things just went from
assassins
bad
got
to
here so
worse.
fast.
Mila and the others are out there.
Very well. We must protect Lady Dracel at all costs.
Can't even go shopping anymore without getting taken prisoner by Rashigal assassins or getting shot in the frickin' heart with a crossbow.
We must defend the manor.
Yes, sir!
Let's go.
Come on, Alvin, it's you and me right now. Party members changed. Okay, so Rowan is also in the party with us, so now any bonus EXP that Alvin missed out on, he can actually get a little bit of it back, so that's good. Is everybody good here? Yeah, I think so. I think we're in good shape here. Alright, so, defend the manor. Here we go. But who wants to step in to attack the manor? Well, looks like nobody for right now. I was expecting a couple of battles on the way to the central plaza, but, you know, doesn't have to happen, I suppose. I'll ask Drizel and Tipo and other things that are loading in.
Look! Lady Dracel!
Oh, man, they even got Mila? Holy hell. I feel like I've seen that guy before. Well, we'll worry about that later. For now...
No, it will take too long and waste our energy.
Oh, you know, that's fair, actually. So what do you propose? Is there another way around, or...
Stand
Secret
down
entrance?
this instant. What point is there in fighting after you've completed your mission?
Well, you see,
Or are
Rowan,
you
they're
mere
bad guys.
Savages who take delight in the suffering of your countrymen.
So they will do exactly what they are told to do, and nothing more or less. Or he could convince them.
Let us
Wow, I'm
return to the
surprised that
manor.
worked. It never works in most other RPGs. Oh man, and a suit party member. Yeah, we finally got Rowan, so we got our third and final spellcaster finally. Although, unfortunately, now we lost the other two, including the healer, so that's not good. Jude, you're gonna have to carry us healing-wise for a little while. Even though you just exhausted your mana lobe trying to save Klein from a mortal wound. Doing pretty good, Amarillo. Doing pretty good. Just, I worked out today, so I'm going back to college classes, university classes, starting next week to finally finish out my degree. It's been out too long, and I've left it on the back burner for too long, so I'm going to go finish that out. So, I'm going to be busy, but we'll still have time for this. So,
For Lord
it'll be good.
Klein's funeral.
Hope you're doing well
Although the
as well.
ceremony will be brief.
How could this have happened?
Well, you see, they knew he was going to rebel.
The arrow that took my master's life was of a unique design, one used only by Noctigal's personal guard. And considering the timing of the army's invasion, it's obvious this was all a plot by Noctigal.
So he got the jump on us
assassination
before
allowed
we
him
could
to
get a
seize
jump on
complete
him.
Control of Rashigal.
Great.
Noctigal does think big.
I wonder where they took Mila and the others.
The same place we were going to go.
A
Yeah.
single division of troops couldn't possibly attack multiple cities in a short time. It's reasonable to assume that Sapstrath Sea Haven remains safe and under Cheryl control.
Even with
Thus,
the
our
military
attackers
checkpoint
must have
over
been
there?
ordered to return to Fenmont. And Fort Gondala is the only place equipped to house troops between here and there.
Good
So
thinking.
that's where we're going then.
Makes sense to me.
We have to save them.
I like your moxie, kid, but we're talking about a fortress here. It's not like we can storm the walls.
On the contrary, we do need to rush. Tonight may be our only chance. The
Sounds
morale
like we
among
need to get a
those
few more
troops is
horses
visibly
then.
low, and now they've been forced to march home after battle with no rest.
So what you're saying is now would be the
They'll
best
at
time to
their
get in
weakest.
because they'll
And
get
don't forget
sloppy.
we have a trump card ready and waiting.
Rowan, you're really good at
The men we
this.
sent to infiltrate the fortress.
I am glad we have your expertise on our side because I sure as hell wouldn't want to be fighting against you, considering all the military expertise you have.
A butler, huh? Who is this old man exactly?
He was probably a military strategist before this, Alvin, judging by what we've heard, so... Oh, good. Mila's champions. Fun.
I can't believe
I don't think she
Mila.
needs champions. I think she can handle things on her own, but...
These are the same thugs who snared the 4 great spirits.
Well, actually, the
same
thugs
thing
didn't do
happen
it. The
again.
researchers
Let's
did.
get moving, gentlemen. We can't afford to suffer any more losses.
Aren't you listening? These guys are way out of our league.
Don't be ridiculous. They haven't a chance. Especially against a warrior of your considerable talent.
You know, flattery will only get you
It'll
so
take
far,
for the sort
Rowan.
that props up comrades with sweet talk.
But it
That
seems to be
depends on
working.
the comrade. Does it seem to be working?
A nice effort, but I only fall for flattery when it comes from the lips of a lady.
Well,
Then
unfortunately,
let's go
all
see
of our
Mila and the
ladies are
others.
locked up in jail
I'm
right
sure they'll
now.
praise you.
Oh yeah?
I kind of doubt that,
Well, then,
dude.
I guess I'll put out a little effort.
Only a little, though. Okay, well, anyway, let's keep going. I wonder if those Pincus kids are going to come back after the town is rescued from these goons. I imagine that
no
there's...
beating big cities. So many interesting things for a grown man to see and do.
Is this really the time to think about that, Alvin? Because something tells me it's not. Anyway, we gotta head through Talus High Road to get to Fort Gundala. Let me save, actually, before we go, just so we don't have to repeat any cutscenes in case I do something stupid. I don't think we'll die on Talus High Road, but, you know, there's always that possibility. So... Oh, and you know, that reminds me actually of something. Do we still have... Okay, they actually gave back some of the equipment that they had, well, equipped when they left. They gave back at least their accessories. I don't need the other stuff, but they gave back their accessories. So if I need spirit symbols or something, we can use them. Always dusty out here in the desert, I'll tell you what. And also gigantic out here in the desert. So, I guess we better get cracking. I hope the ladies come back at an okay-ish level when this all happens. I mean, I imagine they're going to be trying to beat their way out of the fortress anyway while we're in the process of doing this. So, Alvin, how about you and me? I'll just run these guys in circle and then heal her a little bit, so... Get that one out of the way. I only needed one more Demon Fang to finish this whole thing out. Oh, that was them splashing me. Okay. First fine spell. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe now would be a good time to actually... Oh, I'm skill bound, so I can't use his attacks. That's unfortunate. Yeah, see, I can't even use healer in this case. So.
The guard's down.
Thank you, Alvin.
Here we go.
Oh, that's Rowan. Okay, then. Man, how long does this last? Gotta get rid of it.
Nice one.
I guess I can recover... No, I can't recovery ring. Never mind. I was gonna say, I guess I can recovery ring it away, but I cannot, so I will not. Oh, that's why, because we've got a whole bunch of experience from the beef ball. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we got paralyzed somewhere in that fight, so we'll have to keep that in mind as well. Okay, that does last after battle. I'll have to keep that in mind because... Why can't I? Oh, because I'm sealed, that's why. So I guess we're going to need to actually use a couple of these Panacea bottles then, so Jude can fix everybody. There. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Wanted to use it. Does he have any healing arts with anybody else? I guess he has, you know, healing arts with Elise, but I don't think... I mean, Alvin has Guardian Field, so we can use that. Which, incidentally, it might be a good idea to actually have Alvin be the one that I control here. Because, in that case, I can leave Jude to prioritize healing, and then he can kind of stay away from all the status ailments, and I can just run in, so... I think I will do that instead. Keep working on Alvin's arts now that Jude's doing pretty good on his stuff, so... Oh, good, another life bottle. Speaking of which, what do I have to worry about here? I'm actually going to take off Sonic Thrust. I don't think we're going to need it much anymore. So, Pulse Shot we want to work on. Terra Rupture we want to work on. What do I have that on my list here? Arts, Alvin. Oh, I don't have it on my list anywhere here. I'll probably, since that's an Earth Elemental attack, I'll actually probably stick that where I have Cerberus Strike for Jude. And then Punishing Shot will go here because that's Wind Elemental. Don't really need arc fire. So I guess we'll stick with this stuff, and then what else have I got? That's later, that's later, that's later, that's later, and that's later. Okay. And while I'm thinking about it, Rowan, do you have... We don't have Meteoric Waltz for you yet. Okay, that's fine. And I think I might turn off Rock Trine because, again, we sort of push the enemies out of the zone. You know, actually, while he's auto, I might turn on all of the elemental ones, but I won't use Rock Trine myself because we kind of push them out of the Rock Trine. So when we fight them, kind of makes things a little tough, but we'll figure it out. So now we can charge twice. So that's kind of nice. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. So is that. Jude? Yeah, thank you, buddy. Get me up so I can Demon Fang real quick.
Let's do this.
Okay, so that should take care of a couple of them, right? Just keep working on that. We've got quite a bit of AC to work with now, so that should help a little bit. Oh, I can pulse shot with Jude as well.
Let's do this.
What do we got? Force Wave! I love that art.
How's that for an old man?
Okay, not bad, everybody. I'm probably gonna... Okay, well, we got a level out of that, so that's nice. I'm probably gonna need to eat something that gives me HP and TP, honestly, because without access to Elise, we're gonna take a little bit of damage here. Yes, we will get bonked a few times, yeah. That's for sure. So, it's okay, we can fix it with some of the stuff, but I'm glad that I brought along a bunch of healing items, basically. What do we want to start with? We got a whole bunch of battles ahead of us, so... I guess I'll start with the big one. I'll start with the Croquette Parfait. It's only 3 battles, but, you know, it'll work out, I guess. Again, I hope that the girls come back to the party with... not at the level that they left the party at, basically. Because otherwise this will... it'll take a while for them to catch back up.
Here we go again.
Alright, charge up a little bit. Don't know what that's going to be. Ah, it's going to be on the middle. Okay. Well, we'll get in the middle. And then let them get poked around. Oops, okay.
That's no good.
Want to keep using Pulse Shot because it'll eventually get the same effect as Demon Fang on 200 uses, basically.
Nice one.
Instead of 400 uses. It'll be useful to wake enemies up, so you can, if they're knocked down, you can use it to get enemies up off the ground. So, pretty useful. Definitely want to keep using it, if possible. It's actually one of Alvin's best arts, honestly. It has a very wide area, and it hits multiple times, and then when you can wake enemies up with it, it just increases in usefulness overall, just exponentially by that. So, I'm surprised you could fit into this little crevice here,
when I was a kid.
So, because you're very tall, so it's sort of... Jude's more suited for crawling into those crawl
I'm
spaces.
not liking this wind.
But
It's messing up my hair.
no kidding. If you want Jude back out, Alvin, I'll get Jude back out. But... Oh, any jet black feathers we get, by the way, since we just got a couple of them, they don't make any difference now with our... because we got all of the rewards I actually care about for the jet black feathers now, so... Any that we get are basically just bonus. So, oh, I didn't get the encounter link. That's unfortunate. I'll slice into the middle so I can catch a couple of them with the Guardian Drill. Oh, that's not our Rock Trine. Okay. Thank you, Jude.
Let's do this.
Oh, that does wake up. Good. That should help a little bit.
Okay, please provide support.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rowan, you're gonna have to sit there so you can get into the recovery ring.
And that's a wrap.
Well, level restore is still kicking in pretty good, and so is all the parfait that we've got, because that's giving us plenty of HP and everything back. We should be able to get by pretty easily like that. I think I'm going to try to beat all the enemies on this screen, although it looks like there's about 7,000 million bazillion of them, but excuse me, if I don't defeat all of them, I won't be able to access all this nice treasure. And we know the treasure is the important part here. The enemy experience in Gald is fine, but the treasure is the most important part. So there we go. Encounter Link with the preemptive strike. That's how you want to do it if you can. Blast right through all the enemies like that. Wake them up and blast them again. Okay. Thanks, buddy. But yeah, restore is nice for right now with Jude, because then you can kind of have him keep everybody healed with that instead of having to have him heal naturally with everyone else, you know? Like having to have him use healer and recovery ring all the time. Although he will still use them depending on your HP values, so. And, okay, so let's see what we can eat now. I just had a croquette parfait. We'll eat through our fruit and cheese as well, because for now, while the enemies are still comparable in level to us, it'd probably be best to eat some of our higher end stuff. And then eat the lower end stuff once we get a little closer to them. Okay, got it again. Good. I'm glad the range on that is continuing to be good. Okay. Jude won't be getting me up that time because he's also on the ground, unfortunately. So that's a Link art with Palm Strike, by the way, with Jude. So if you have access to Palm Strike on Jude, or if you're using that in any particular capacity, that's what you would have Jude use. Oh, he still got it. Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Let's do this. Okay. Demonic chaos.
I wonder if Alvin and Rowan have any Link arts yet. I guess we could find out. Actually, Rowan and Jude have an additional one that I wasn't showing off before this. They, on top of Splash Beam, they can also use Igneous Crush if I use Cerberus Strike, so... Let's see... Tiger Blade and Fireball lets us use Hellpire, but I'm not using Tiger Blade on Alvin, so... I could use Tiger Blade, but I'm not really. I'd rather focus on the arts that I actually want Alvin to use, and explicitly I need to focus right now on Pulse Shots, so... we'll work on that. Alright, so let's see if there's any more holes in the wall. We'll go up on top in a minute once I figure that part out. See how many more encounter links we can get on the way. Anything in this cactus? No, but there's something in this tree. An herb or two. Alright, come here, little guy. I need you and the tree person to get along here real quick. There we go.
Demon Fang.
Try to finish off Demon Fang, though, first before I go do anything else. So. Can't wait till I get the other skill that I can use with that to make more useful attacks. Okay, that was not good. Because Guardian Field actually works very well as a setup move for other situations. So.
Let's do this. Okay.
Like, if you want to use one of Alvin's other range moves, it's actually a very nice setup move, so... Thank you, Jude.
Let's do this. Okay. Demonic chaos. Let's do this. Okay.
Not quite enough for one more. We didn't have enough time. That's okay. I need a little bit of, oh my god, Rowan, what the hell is happening over there? You're getting your ass kicked. I'll keep this guy busy while you guys do whatever you're doing over there. Oh, you know, he probably hit him with multiple rock trines. That's probably what it is.
Please provide support.
Okay, I got him, Rowan. Oh, okay.
Good or what?
We bounced him up so the fireball went under him.
The cold shoulder.
Whoops. Yeah, well. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more enemies to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if I can get these two skeletons to boost together. Yep, looks like it. Now just wait for one of them to pause and then link up.
Rage onward. Rock shine. Sweeping shot.
That going. Okay. I've been skeletoned. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Let's do this. Okay.
Eat this.
Okay.
All right then. That'll work out. Next. 8. I have 8 AC right now from the bonuses that I've got. Like that's absurd. Way more than we need. I have 9 now. 7, 8. Demon Fang. Okay, that should get me an art usage. That shot right at the end there. But oh, we've been getting some pineapple gels as well. I didn't think about that. Those are pretty good. I forget if... Yeah, I was going to say, I think they're the upgraded orange gels, so that's nice. Speaking of orange gels, where'd all my orange gels go? Did I use a whole bunch of them, or has Rowan just been using a whole bunch of them from us, like, using a whole bunch of TP in battle? Probably that's what it was, is Rowan using all of his TP and then Jude giving him the items. That's okay. It'll give us something to spend our money on, so I'm kind of in good shape with it, honestly. Okay, doing okay on those. Let's eat something since we have not eaten something. Oh, I think we still have one battle left. I thought we didn't have any left. That's okay. I think a couple of these guys respawned, but that's okay. We'll just deal with them as they come. All right, come over here, tree person. Okay, there we go.
Whoa, come on, why so many?
We can still do this. Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Alright, gets rid of that guy. That's good. Nice and quick. I think the other one's, yeah, using Rock Trine. I better not walk directly into it. Thank you. Maybe I should do something about Jude's curse. Hold the phone. Hang on, Jude. I got you. The hourglass that we got, by the way, I didn't really mention it, but the hourglass is actually fairly useful, all things considered. I need to get out of here before I get into Rock Trine.
Watch a pro in action.
Say, please hit a couple of those guys next to us, because that would be great. It will be useful for something, the hourglass, that is. But not yet. We'll make use of it later. Yeah, I was gonna say, Jude, just keep Rowan alive for now. I've got these guys mostly handled, so no, I didn't have to do that. Okay. Again. Yeah, we don't have quite enough push to get through both of the guys yet. So, thank you, Jude.
Let's do this.
Okay, good. Yeah, that hits quite a few times. Should make things a lot easier for us.
And that's a wrap.
Okay, so that should be all of that. Okay, good. What we got in here? Didn't grab this before. Puffballs. Alright. I guess I'll go look around, see if there's anything that I missed around here now that we've gotten all the enemies. Ooh, gold dust. At least all the enemies down here, just about. I think these two are the only ones that I didn't mess with at the previous point. Hold on. Part scale. So let's mess with them now, shall we? Let's send them into battle together. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Just want to wait for one of them to stop moving. Once they do that, we can move along.
Who's next?
Nice job, Alvin.
Keep blasting them.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know who else is left here, so hopefully this, yeah, auto target's good.
Watch a pro in action.
Catch a few more of them while we're at it.
Who's next?
Okay. Nice job, Alvin.
Who's next?
Nice job, Alvin. Wait, not that. Healers.
Thank you, Jude. Go ahead and keep him alive. I've got this guy taken care of, so. We get quite a bit of bonus XP, though, from doing those encounter links. That's not bad, actually. And I didn't use any healing items there. Or food items, rather. So let's fix that now, shall we? There we go. Oh, we're back to 1 page worth of food items, so that's good. Less to think about, less to micromanage. Alright, up we go. We might do all of Talus High Road on the way to the fort, although I'm not sure if they'll let me, honestly, now that I think about it. They might, like, cut off a certain part of the high road, because there is a part of the high road that's, like, off to the side, you know, that you don't have to go to get to the fort. But, I'll get that there. But yeah, since they, thank you.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Since they have one off to the side, we might not actually get to it. So, okay. That's me.
Not over yet.
Thanks, Jude.
Provide support. Okay.
I've got your support right here.
Let's do this.
Okay.
All right, next. Do a little bit of actual hacking. No, get back. Can't do a whole ton of tacking for right now. Because I don't have quite enough TP to do all that. But, you know, I've got some. Look at these hit combos. You won't see these again until Xillia 2. Not quite enough to build the bar yet.
Man, are we good or what?
But that's okay.
Ouch, the cold shoulder.
We got plenty of fruit and cheese left. And only a couple more enemies on this screen. And I saw a knife for each treasure, so let's go grab that too. Sly glasses. No thank you. Don't think I'm gonna equip those. They don't really trip my trigger. Hold on. There we go. Oh, more jet black feathers. Alright, little guy, come with me. I need to bring you all the way down to this thing. Seems to be having trouble finding me to begin with anyway. Alright, then run you guys in circles. Until one of you stops. There we go. Okay, I ran into the wrong one. That's okay.
Well played.
Okay.
Watch a pro in action.
See if I can catch this guy. Yeah, I caught him a little bit. Not a whole ton, but catch him a little bit with it, it'll make things a little easier. I'd say 748. No, I think that was a couple of different things tacked on there.
Let's do this.
Okay. Not over yet.
Yeah, sometimes it's just better to not tech out of this if Jude is already up, because then you can just let him get you up. So.
Demonic chaos. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, got it off this time. Nice. Wasn't sure if I was going to get that off this time. Okay, I'm a little low on my TP, so I guess I'll slow off on that for now. I use one Demon Fang. I'm getting back net more TP from the combos than I'm using on a Demon Fang, so may as well.
I can still do better.
Actually don't know how many of these fights we need to do in order to maintain our levels, though. I probably should look that up, honestly, like look up what levels all the bosses are at, because basically they want you to be at the same levels, or at least very close in terms of levels, to what the bosses are at when you go to fight them, and I haven't been looking that up, so I've sort of just been fighting everything along the way, and it is probably more work than I need to be doing, honestly. But now that we got all those guys and mostly got the map filled out, that's probably just about all the treasures. There might be one in the middle there that I missed, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. Next screen. I think if I remember right, the general gist of... okay, there's Fort Gondala there. So, the general gist of what level you need to be at the end game is... I think the final bosses are somewhere in the mid-50s, So we're probably doing pretty good on experience anyway. And I suppose now that we've unlocked all of the recipes to buy, the more of those spicy chicken rolls and stuff that we use on bosses when we get tons of EXP, the less fighting we'll actually have to do out in the fields. So things will probably pick up later on in the playthrough when we start to get to the point where everything is like we've used up so much of our experience that we don't need to worry about it anymore, you know. Use it again. Yeah, that's probably where a lot of my TP's going, honestly, is Guardian Field, because Guardian Field is a little on the expensive side. Uh-oh. Thanks, buddy. Just in time to use a magic guard, so... Excuse me. Alright, this should catch most of them. Good. Not these guys so much, but the other ones, yeah, sure. Okay, I was gonna say, I might be able to get this off before they whack me in the face, but not so much. No, don't have a thing yet. Alright, that's fine. Please and thank you, dude. Well, thought I could sidestep that. Not so much.
Let's do this. Okay. Demonic chaos.
Okay, I got that guy. Rowan, get the hell out of here. This thing will kick your ass. Okay. Don't think I didn't see that, little guy. I saw that strong thrust you were attempting. Maybe I should get him to stop using Rock Trine on the enemies that are resistant to it. It's okay, we're all leveling up here, so it's not like we gotta worry too much about it. About using stuff that's resisted. So. Excuse me. Oh, this should be a good link up right here. Nice and easy. Yep. Just gotta remember, Demon Fang's the one that has enough range here. Pulse Shot doesn't quite have the range yet, so...
Sweeping shot.
Well. Okay, we should probably support Rowan, because he's kind of run on the opposite side of the field here. So.
Who's next?
Nice job, Alvin.
Let's do this.
Okay.
I was gonna charge, but then I was like, oh, you know, I've got an overlimit thing. I might as well use it. Is that our Rock Trine, or maybe this is why I should turn off Rock Trine, because I can't tell which one's mine right now. So, I shouldn't have done that. Dude, thank you.
Let's do this.
We're getting a good chunk of whatchamacallit out of this. A good chunk of Demon Fang usage for Alvin out of all this. So. Get in the middle, Guardian Grove. Rowan, I was going to give you the Guardian Grove, man. You need to slow yourself down. Got him. But yeah, we're getting tons of experience from this, so I might be able to start slowing down on it, honestly, after this. I don't know. I feel like this game would have been better for me to actually play for the channel before I did streams of stuff, though. Like, I was talking about it to Cefico in the comments of the one video because I was sort of saying, oh, I don't know about playing, you know, doing all of these battles on screen. The main thing that I would have done if I had done this on an actual YouTube channel, that I can't do on a stream because it's a stream, is I would have edited out any of the battles that I find to be not particularly interesting. But that's not an option, obviously, in the stream.
Okay, nice job, Alvin.
we're all kind of in it for it, in it to win it for this whole thing, basically.
Let's do this.
I'm not gonna get the chain. No, I didn't think so. Okay, no, that's fine.
Not over yet.
Let me let you go help out Rowan there, Jude, a little bit. Okay, I thought by linking he would go. Okay, now he's going to help, so that's fine. I was trying to see which one would be more effective. Like, would he be more effective at healing if I let him go do it with, like, let him out of the link up. But I suppose he wants to be linked up, considering he just did it himself, so...
Let's do this.
He didn't give me a choice in the matter, you see. Where'd that other guy go? Oh, Rowan got him.
Are we good
Okay.
or what?
Yeah.
Ouch, the cold shoulder.
And Jude leveled up as well, so that's also good. Alright, so... how do I want to do this? More herbs. Those are the upgraded plant materials from the ones that we already have. Okay, there we go. Link this up. I mean, I suppose I could just, like, link up a whole bunch of encounters. I'm just not sure if we'd be able to actually finish the battles, though, if I did that, you know? So, thank you.
Let's do this.
Catch the guy behind me a little bit. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Jude.
Let's do this.
Catch these guys real quick so that we can get them out of the way so I can go help Rowan. Because he's getting the shit kicked out of him right now. Oh, I'm about to get the shit kicked out of me. Okay. Thanks, Jude. Well. Yeah, get those couple of charges off on him before you come worry about me. I can feign death, you see. You don't have to worry about me. Okay, well, I guess when they're super grouped up like this, it allows them to, whatchamacallit, get hit by more full shots than this. Oh, man. That sucks. I was gonna say, Jude, if you want to go get him, yeah, there you go. I can work it out over here, so go keep him alive while I'm busy with this guy. I'm very busy with this guy, you see. I keep kicking the shit out of him and he doesn't die. Why won't you die? Nanomachine, son.
Let's do this.
That should finish him. Okay, it didn't.
Let's do this.
Then I guess we'll do another one.
Sorry
I was
about
gonna say,
that.
that didn't finish him either, but it did, so it's all good. Okay. What level are we here anyway? Oh, 21. That's not too bad. We're working our way up. And I think for now, well, let's go get this chest first while I'm thinking about it. Maybe we go up on the plateau, actually. Did I eat anything? I have one battle left to eat something, and then this tofu cracker. I can eat one of those. And then pick it up, so I get basically free, a free healer, well, a free food item out of it. Alright, you two. You two this time. I actually don't know if that's, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if that's the best place to be, Rowan, if you're the caster. I think I'd rather you be, like, out somewhere else.
Well played.
Let me go get the guy that's, yeah, beating up Rowan here real quick. Because I feel like that might be a little easier to take.
Guardian field. Let's do this.
Okay, here we go. Hello. Nice dodge, Jude. Thanks for getting me up to help out with it.
Let's do this.
Okay, caught him a little bit, and the guy behind him too. Nice. Now I've got like 60 billion. Well, that's unfortunate. Guess we'll have to build our TP back up instead. Jude, you got this guy for a minute, right? I'm gonna wait and then Panacea bottle up actually, which since we're linked should give us a little bit of both. You get yourself the hell away from Rowan. Get this guy.
And finished.
So that takes a little while from, the fact that we don't have tons of AoE to work with, but we got them all the same. I'm starting to get tired of the fighting though, honestly. Like I might leave a couple of these guys alone. Or not, because I just ran directly back into this guy and didn't have the sense to turn around. Okay.
Guardian Grove! Please provide support. Demon Fang! Provide support. Pulse shot! Demon Fang!
You okay over there, Rowan? We're about to be able to fix this for you.
Demon Fang! Let's do this! Okay.
I think he's getting in trouble with somebody else over here. Yeah, I was gonna say. No, your fight is with me now, actually. We should be getting pretty close by the time we're done with this place, though, in terms of Alvin's Demon Fangs, because Jude's done with Demon Fist. Now I didn't eat anything. I just said I was going to go get that tofu cracker, and then I didn't. So let's do that now. But yeah, so with Jude done with Demon Fist in terms of the proficiency that I want him to have with it for all the extra effects, Alvin should be getting, he's only got 80 more uses before he's got a wake up, and then he's got 112 more uses of this, and that's also a wake up. I gotta start using Terror Rupture more often, but, excuse me, I think the place to have used that was actually last area, because all the enemies there, well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them were weak to Earth, so. Well, it's alright. Where's that chest? Oh, over here. Alright, Tofu Cracker Small is what's in this one, so go grab that, and then up here we go, just in case there's anything else up here. I mean, I suppose I don't have to go looking everywhere, like for all of the different materials. Alright, come on, dude, move your ass. Ever so slightly out of the way so I can get up, please, thank you. Like, I don't have to go looking for all the materials up here, but I figure, I might as well. It's a long RPG, I might as well double down on it, I guess. Find something to bullshit about while we're at it, Why not?
It's over. Please provide support.
Okay. No, I missed the attack, and because I missed it, I got my attack eaten. That's unfortunate. Nice part about it, though, is if you hit multiple enemies with your physical attacks, you get the extra TP for hitting multiple enemies. So I get 2 TP if I hit both of these guys. So.
Watch a pro in action. Demonic chaos. Fourth wave. Okay. Demon Fang. Let's do this.
Come on, walk right into it.
Demonic chaos. Fourth wave.
And then another one. Very good, very good. Probably should have charged myself up here somewhere. So I can use sweeping shot or something to that effect. Maybe charge up now. There we go.
Let's do this. Okay.
Get quite a few hits out of that, really, so helps a little bit. And now I need the regular physical attack because I don't quite have enough of the TP in order to continue that. The spirit symbols are helping, but we don't have enough max TP at the moment to make them like really, really useful if I keep spamming arts like that, So eventually, the more TP that we get, the more useful they'll get. So because we're only getting back like 4 or something every tick, which is not a whole ton. Oh, and I'll divide. Okay. Not as useful as the hourglass. The hourglass is more useful for doing silly stuff, so. we'll do some silly stuff later on. Alright, I already fought those two, I think. More jet black feathers that I don't need. Although, again, if we get 59 more of them, we will get a reward out of it, so... Alright, do I go do the whole area of Talus High Road so I never have to come back here again? I think I might go do that while I'm thinking about it, because if we go this way and we get all the treasure that's in this little... Because I think if I remember right, that's a dead end. If the game lets me go there. But if we go that way, then I don't have to worry about ever coming back here, even if we come back through this way when we eventually regroup and end up in Fenmont, so... I think I will go that way. And I will also attempt to find the way up here. Oh, there we go. Nope, you're going to have to find somebody else to pick on, big guy, because it's not going to be me. Some fine down. Not bad. Probably one of these little chirpy things dropped it. I forget if that's what they're called, and like all the different ones are different versions of a chirpy, but that might be the correct expression. More pure white puffballs. I actually don't know what I'm going to do with the mystery materials now, because I wasn't really intending to use them for like actual materials for the shops, like for synthesis. Not for synthesis, but for upgrading the shops. I might use them for that still, but it wasn't like my top priority. I might be able to sell them, but I don't know that I need to sell them, because I currently have, well, I can't look on here, hang on. You know, almost 150,000 gold to play with, so that that definitely makes it a lot easier to take. Anything over here? Oh, I meander around with this guy. I don't think I'm going to fight that guy. I think I'm going to fight the two that are over here, but they'll probably all respawn by the time I come back out from the other section here. So I'm going here first, though. Nope, not this time. Not a whole lot going on in this cave, though. It's mostly just a little crevice that I can use to keep myself away from these guys. Alright, so we got two enemies right here. Let me get these first, and then wait for one of them to stop moving. Spider-Man meme themselves.
Demon Fey, wait, come forth. Water is the key.
Like, maybe I should just set him to use Splash for right now, since the enemies are all resistant to Earth, instead of using Rock Trine and Air Pressure. Hold on. I gotta turn it off. There we go. Yeah, I'll just have him use those for now. That should be okay. Wow. Oh, good, they got me away from the crazy thing trying to murder me with his strong thrust.
Who's next?
Right, so, anyway. But yeah, when you get into an encounter link like this, the enemies will just start to appear. So even if you get a preemptive strike, it's not as useful, because not all the enemies will have that as their, whoa. Not all the enemies will have all their HP and everything taken off as a result of the preemptive strike, just the first group. So. I don't know, I think this is working out a little better, honestly. Jude can keep rowing for a little bit while I, okay, do this other stuff. You know, actually his art-tuned Wind Lance is a little bit more useful, honestly, than I was giving it credit for, because, like, he could use it to, no, First Spine Skull, to kind of let it hit a little easier than it would have otherwise, so.
Please provide support.
Terror Rupture right at the end here. Just to keep that working up. Do I need to use that for any particular effect? What does it do? Oh, it pulls enemies closer to Alvin at 200 uses. Okay. So, useful, but not so much so that I really need to prioritize it, you know. So. Okay, and what do we have here? It's not actually a very large area, but it did let me go here, so since it let me go here, I'm gonna wander around the whole place. Might as well. I wish I got uses for healer out of using it on the thing here. But Jude's still using it pretty good for keeping Rowan alive in the background, so That should allow him to keep using it, keep getting usage out of it, because he actually, at 200 uses, Healer gets increased range. And that's really nice because it lets him do a little bit more with it than he was doing otherwise. So, how we doing on everything else? I should probably turn off Cerberus Strike because it's not useful here. Just have him spam Aqua Sweep every single time. But he's probably doing okay with the rest of his stuff. I'll let Jude stick to his own stuff. I'll let him stick to his own guns while Alvin sticks to his guns. If that makes any sense. There's probably an Ifrit treasure around here. Considering it's a dead end, you know. I'm gonna get a little closer, link up. You do a lot of linking in this game, evidently. Alright, do this. Poke them a little bit, do it again. Well, it's a good thing I can do it in both directions. Get them away from throwing. Okay. By the way, if you have your back to the enemy, I was going to say if you are, but then I realized, no, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in context. If you have your back to the enemy and you're guarding, you can still guard. It's just that the enemy has a higher likelihood of breaking your guard because they're behind you. It's kind of similar to how they have an increased chance of critical hitting when they're behind you and you don't have your guard up, but you can still guard if your back is to them. It's just not as effective as it would be if you were facing them. We literally have so many materials, I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of them at this point. Alright, the tofu cracker's almost done, so have to keep that in mind. Doing all these guys. Okay, we'll miss that one. Well, I guess I'll take it. Thank you.
Let's do this.
Get as many of them in the demonic chaos as we can. That one must be hitting Rowan. Because Rowan is doing whatever he's doing in the background, hitting quite a few. So, well, okay. Thanks, Jude. That Aqua Sweep probably actually saved me a little bit there. Alright, we got almost all of them now.
Who's next?
Nice job, Alvin.
He has to hit him before we,
Victory. Well done, everyone.
One more battle with the tofu cracker, and then we can move right along back to our fruit and cheese diet, since that seems to be working a little bit better. Oh, this guy's already following me around. Perfect, now I can lead you right over here to this guy. More poison stingers. Maybe I should get the levels of the shops up to my level currently. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Run this way, around that way, and now should be a little bit better off. I was going to try to link these guys up, but since they don't, since they seem to have messed up that plan a little bit, I guess I won't. Okay. Get that guy before he starts whacking me. Got nice wide sweeping arcs on Alvin's sword, which makes it a little easier for him to hit enemies that are trying to attack me to the side.
Man, are we good or what?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I got a title called Lost Lover. From what? Oh, Loot Lover. I was gonna say Lost. What did I lose that made me... I don't know. What was I gonna do here? Eat something. That was what I was gonna do here. Fruit and cheese large, please, and then we can work on the rest of our tofu crackers. And I'll probably, before I start working on the tofu crackers again, I'll probably start working on the pudding cakes and the chocolate parfaits, actually. Maybe the small peach pie as well. Because, good lord, we've had so many battles at this point. We're still not quite there in terms of experience. We've had so many battles in this place. But again, if we do them all now, we don't have to come back here and do any more of them again, because I don't feel like doing all that. We already got to go back to Sapstrath High Road to get that one area that I didn't get yet. So. Sometimes I double tap, by the way, just to make sure that I've got the attack off that I'm shooting. Like pulse shot there, I double tap just to make sure.
Let's do this. Okay.
Like sometimes you hit it right on the head, but other times, just to be safe, I'm like, yeah, let me double tap R1 just to make sure. Alright, I got both these guys mostly locked down there, Rowan, so you should be safe to do whatever you're doing over there. Okay, we all seem to be pretty good on the that there HP for right now. And that woke you up pretty good. And by that I mean knocked you out of your guard stance pretty good. And I'm starting to get my TP back now because of the fruit and cheese. Excellent. Will make things a lot easier because now I can actually use the arts a little bit more frequently. It's actually surprising me a little bit, though. The effect of the spirit symbols, I expected it to be more pronounced than it actually is at the moment, but it makes sense that it's not in my eyes because, well, we just don't have the TP to really take advantage of them just yet. So, we will, just not yet. Whoa. Hope it didn't use any charges, that'd be unfortunate.
Let's do this. Okay.
It doesn't look like it did, so.
Let's do this. Okay. Should have gone a little easier.
But yeah, with these larger items like the fruit and cheese and everything, it just seems a waste to me to not encounter Link if I can, because like they're big heals, you know, so it almost seems appropriate to just link everything up if we can. Speaking of which, I can link these guys up. Stepping them around each other. Right, you come over here a little bit quicker. There we go. I'm gonna wait for him to turn around first. There we go. And okay, couldn't quite get behind him. That's unfortunate, but it happens.
Please provide support.
Okay. Thanks, Jude.
Watch a pro in
I was
action.
gonna say that should allow us to get enough to force wave that and get a whole bunch of hits off. Wow. Thanks, buddy.
Watch a pro in action.
Probably should have saved that because that's like an extra 4,500 damage that we could have used on these guys instead. But I mean, I suppose I do have the attack now. Whoa. Do have the attack now, so it's not that worrying. Alright, let's just get this under control. There we go. And now I have 8 TP. Whoa.
Not bad.
So let's get our TP back, shall we? Whoa. Let it slowly heal up.
Take this. Take this. Watch a pro in action.
See how many of them I catch with that. I got a couple. Good. Let go a little too quickly. Up I go! Not getting out of there either because Jude was also on the ground and he didn't tech out. That's unfortunate, but it happens.
I did it!
Plus, we're all at pretty close to the same amount of experience points anyway, so we should basically just about level up evenly to the point where we'll get the extra benefits back anyway, the HP and the TP. Like I said, level restore is one of those abilities. It just keeps on giving. So many inns that we're avoiding having to go back to. Can you imagine having to go back to an inn instead of equipping it? We'd be getting our asses beat a lot more, and then we'd have to come back, and I don't envy the idea of that at all. Alright, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna say no to all the rest of the fights that are over here. Just look for any more treasures that I missed, like this one. 10 broken fangs. Thanks, I guess. Nothing on these cacti. Nothing on these cacti. And by these cacti, I mean this wall. That's not a cactus. You're lying to me now, Mono. Oh, I missed this one too. Okay, that's fine. Some rosemary. Alright, well, that could be useful. I don't think we're ever really going to need it, though, now that I think about it, because, like, I've basically planned out the amount of SP that we need for everybody, and I really don't think we're going to need any extra. Like, there's just not a lot of skills where I'm super gung-ho about equipping them, you know what I mean? So. Oh, this is going to suck. Encounter link times 3, potentially. Let's see how this goes. This will probably be the last encounter that we do before we get to the fort, so... Okay. I'm gonna get up out of this because then I can do one of these. Hope this swaps. Yep, it did. Good. Not gonna get the force wave off again, but that's okay. Dude, I was gonna say, are you gonna be up in time for me to rely on you? Yes. Yes, you are. Okay, so. Catch this guy with a few of the little swings in the back there. That's not gonna hit him, probably.
Let's do this. Okay.
I was saying, what? That wasn't enough, but no, it definitely was.
Ouch, the cold shoulder.
Alright, so we're level, like, 22 or something now. And that was 3 encounters altogether, so that actually wasn't much worse than the... oh, there's going to be an enemy right next to me. Oh, you didn't even see me. Okay, cool. Yeah, it wasn't actually that much worse than 2 of them together, so I'll have to keep that in mind for later. Anybody else need it? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so... Oh, he's following me now. Alright, then. I wonder if I should save here or if I should wait and save, because there seems to be a ton of enemies that are all linking up with me here. I'm going to run from this one. It's probably not going to work out too well for us, but I'm going to run from this one. Okay. Out we go. Just because they're on top of my save point, man. How am I supposed to... How am I supposed to work it out if they're on top of my save point? Alright. Still got 6 battles left. Let's do a little Lilium orbing, because we've got probably a very decent sized, chunk of GP to work with now. Which way was I going? I could get charge plus 2. Work our way to Mirage Assault. I don't remember which way I was going here, though, so let's see. Yeah, I was going to charge plus 2, because Tornado Drive I'm not really keen on. Again, I just don't like Alvin being in the air all that much, you know? It's just not a place that he really excels in. At least in my opinion, so. Should be able to equip charge plus 2 immediately after this, though, because we've already got 78 SP to work with, so that's pretty nice. As you can see, with each level up, we're getting one of these little sections filled out, so that's good. And there's critical. I don't think I have that on my equipped skills list. I think it's just, I mean, 3% is probably not a bad thing. It's just flat bonus, but I don't know if it's anything that I care about, you know. So you are halfway done with tier 7 of the first orb. Then we've only got one more tier left, and we can move on to the second one. I think, though, the implication that I see over there, because if you look under their name, there's 3 orbs total. The implication to me is that there will be 3 orbs, but I don't know if there's any skills that you get after the second one. I think the third one, if it exists at all, probably only has stat boosts on it, and I don't know if I've ever gotten to the third one. I think I got all the way up to like level 60 or something the first time I played the game, and don't even think I got there, so... so... 1 more level, 2 more levels, 1, 2, and then whatever we've got for the next section. So 3 more levels and we'll be done with this section and moving into the next one. Very good, very good. Which way was I going for you? Definitely going towards Meteoric Waltz, actually. I don't even have to think about that one. Might even be willing to start playing Rowan a little bit here now I've been playing Jude and Alvin, but Meteoric Waltz is, like I said before, Rowan's bread and butter. It's probably a better Earth skill than Rock Trine, at least in my opinion, just because of the fact that it has a little more coverage than Rock Trine. Rock Trine can be easily sidestepped around and stuff, but Meteoric Waltz, you use it to play keep away with Rowan, basically, so it lets him use something that will prevent the monsters from kind of dogpiling on top of him, because it sets down a bunch of mines that they can then step on, and it sort of staggers them a little bit, so it's kind of nice. And we got Mirage Assault out of that as well, so that's good. Jude, I was going probably to Rising Falcon for you. Let me just double check the other side and make sure. Yeah, I was going to Rising Falcon for you. We'll come around to Water Guard, it's fine. Okay, Rising Falcon, that'll be good to get started on. Whatever we get out of this, probably also be good to start on. Oh, before I do that, let's just do it the way that I was doing it. There we go. Dash, I'll probably equip that. I think I have that on my list of skills to equip. And now he's got the SP to actually do it, so. That's the only thing, is you might not have enough SP when you're working your way around the orb to actually equip these skills that you get until a little bit later, but it's okay. Once you've got the whole thing filled out, it'll be a lot easier to, well, equip that stuff. I don't really think I need Mirage Assault all that badly for Alvin, because, I mean, I guess he doesn't have as high of agility, but he's got a decent stun on his attack there, so I don't know if it's worth it to use Mirage Assault. I think I'll equip Charge +2 for now, though, because that will probably come in handy for us, and it looks like that's all I've got for him for right now. Excuse me. The next tier up from this, I think, if I remember correctly, has more stat boosting skills, so those will give him something to equip with his SP once we get those. So, Queued Spellcasting. This will probably come in handy for Rowan, because it'll let him, if he gets interrupted, he can guard, and then if he casts the same spell, he can just finish his cast, so that's good. Jude. Oh yeah, and I wanted to equip Mirage Assault on Rowan because he's got less agility, so sometimes you'll want him to use that to get him out of the corner, basically, if the enemies kind of catch him in the corner. Oh good, increased movement speed, and that's a partnerable skill, so if I have Jude and Alvin linked up, Alvin will also move 25% faster. Fantastic, because that's probably going to be the main link up that I use for a good chunk of the game, so alright then. So there's our Lilium Orb done. I'm going to save it, and then I think I'm going to go and use the restroom, actually, since I worked out earlier. I drank more water, so I need to take care of that. And once I've taken care of that, we'll Stormfork Gondola, so I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned. I don't know how long I'm going to be returned though, because I've done everything I can, man, at this point. Fucking, like, I think I just need to stop drinking those goddamn protein shakes. I only drink half of one. I'm taking the probiotic with the protein shakes when I drink the half of a protein shake. And the probiotic has like 500 million probiotics in it, including a couple of lactose-eating ones. And I am still dying right now. Like, my stomach is still screeching at me at the moment. And I just don't...
It looks like a steel castle.
It was built to protect
I just don't know how to feel
routes,
about it, because I know at the moment, just
But
judging
now
by
it would
how I
seem
feel
they
in
have
my stomach
abandoned
right
all
now, that
pretense.
I'm going to have to stop
how do we
in
get
like the
in
next
touch with your
5
man on the
minutes or
inside?
less. And I hate that,
Follow me.
because that means we're not going to be able to get into or done with Fort Gondala today, and I just...
Jude, I need you to climb into that shaft. Tap on the wall once, twice, and then twice again.
One
If
time,
you
two
hear
times,
3
two
taps
times.
followed by 1, that means everything is ready.
It's not even going to be 5 minutes or less. It's going to be right now. I apologize. I got to go again. If this takes too long, I'll probably just cut this part out. So since that might be the case, I'll just say it now in case this takes too long. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I will figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow about this whole thing, but we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time instead of 4:30. Starting the new schedule because of the classes that I'm taking, so that's when we'll be doing it. Until tomorrow, everybody, and I'll post the schedule after I'm done with everything else. Potentially take care and have a good one. Sorry about this. I know it's a short stream, but oh, I need to throw those goddamn protein shakes out. Because, good lord, they are not doing me any favors.